Oh, now it's getting all foggy and, like, violent again. Okay. Let's test this bitch out, shall we? Yeah, dude, this pipe is, like, so much better than the fucking plank. Don't get me wrong, I love my trusty plank. It's got me through some rough times, but the hardwood is failing. Alright, so that's these fuckers dead. That's like, what, 1 or 2 rounds wasted? Good shit. Good shit. Alright. God, you can really feel him put his fucking back into those swings, man. That's crazy. Definitely getting a good cardio workout. Fucking need it. Yeah, okay, that's what I was looking for. I wanted to go back here and look for items. I know there's gonna be danger afoot, specifically at ground level, but still. I want free shit. Oh, I can't go in there, really? Aw, damn it. Fucker. Sorry. Oh, wait, he fucking... Bitch! That asshole delayed for a minute so he could readjust to my dodge, fucker. Get out of here, bitch. I put Jackie Chan move on you! Got an American flag. Can I get some American healthcare, goddammit? Give me a friggin' health drink to make up for that one that I had to waste from that dude that bought me in the nose. Oh, hell nah, bitch. What the fuck do you think this is? What do you think this shit is? Space Jam stomp your ass. See if I give a fuck. Give me that shit. Oh, hello. Oh, I missed, damn it. Fucking punk. Nice. Wait. Oh man, I thought that was a syringe box. Shit. I just killed that thing for nothing, didn't I? Didn't. Oh, wait, no, not nothing. Got a handgun ammo reimbursement. Hell yeah. You never get ahead, you only get less behind. Okay, never mind, you do get ahead sometimes. We got 3 rounds from that pickup right there. That was pretty worth it. Where the fuck are we going, by the way? There's a thing that I have to move. This is the house that I checked before, because I just went into that garage. So, if we're talking in terms of navigative area, I just came from there. This is probably the way we gotta go, because we had to move something out of the way, huh? Over there what? Over there what? Like, she just says over there and she expects me to know? What the hell? What is behind me? Oh. What? Are you serious? Bitch! Oh, through the fence, okay. Oh yeah, you fucking thought! You fucking thought! You fucking thought! You fucking thought! Damn, bitch, he put his whole back into that one. Jesus Christ. That was a home fucking run. That would crack the bat. Jesus, dude. That was insane. Fuck yeah, good survival instinct on my part right there. I blame my killer reaction time. See, it's really funny. With me, it's either one of 2 things. I'm praising my ability to do simple, basic shit, or I'm like, bro, I fucking pressed it and nothing happened. Like, what the fuck? It's only 2 ultimatums. You get one or the other. And it's never consistent, so you never know which one you're gonna get. Alright, how many rounds do we have? We have 43 big boys! Jesus Christ, that's like 10 rounds. In survival horror standards, that's like 10 rounds. Maybe. That's enough to get us through maybe a third or a quarter of a boss fight. It's nothing to fucking celebrate. Believe me. Righty then. Nothing here? No items? No nothing? No bullshit? Oh, this is Heaven's Night, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Why the cutscene otherwise? Okay, so a really quick note that I want to make on that scene real quick is you notice how Maria turned away from James when she pulled the key out of her top? This Maria seems like they dedicated it artistically to have Maria seem as like an aid to James in helping him figure out the truth and being a constant allegory. So her turning away from James most likely depicts a effort to not provoke or what's the word? It's either provoke or evoke. Like, she doesn't want to elicit sexual reaction from him. So any motion that she must do that might be mistaken as erotic or sexually provocative. Same with the tattoo in nature. She turned away to pull the key out of her top so as to not arouse him right there. So that's kind of a cool detail. I like that a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. It's actually a really good reorchestration of character. It's actually a really sick detail. Like, it's neat to know that they actually put thought into it instead of just mindlessly doing it. Like, there's actual tact, which makes it seem that much more authentic and realistic and faithful to the real thing.
Maria?
And, like, I'm not saying that this can't be faithful or this can't be as good as the original, but I think I'm always going to have a fondness for the original. But I think comparatively, I can have a fondness for this too in similar respects, but I can detract from my likes for it as well. So it can be a contrastive experience. I don't think I have to like it all around, and I don't think I have to hate it all around either. And so far, it seems like people are being a little bit too critical, because, like, some fans praised it and some fans fucking totally condemned it. And honestly, I think it's a really faithful recreation so far. I think it's pretty fucking neat, actually. And this is actually a good time to remind everybody that if you stop on by my Twitch channel, we are now officially entering the month of September, which means that you can buy a sub to me and give me your money for less money, so I get more of the money that you spend. And I think it's 30% off, and subs are now $6, which they fucking pinned on me like I'm trying to charge you guys for watching my bullshit! Which I don't appreciate, Twitch. The fuck? So yeah, you can get a sub for like 30% off.
Come on.
Did I just sound like fucking Sylvester the Cat right there? Because I could have sworn I said you could get a sub. No, you can get a sub for like 30% off, which equates to like $2, roughly. Maybe like $1.90, $1.80.
Special place you met?
Don't be silly. Just have to go through and out the front.
Speaking of supporting women and being an all-around badass, you should fucking also support Maria in her strip dancing career.
Now that we're here.
It's just the right thing to do. You're on the good side of American commerce. Support your local strippers. It's good for the economy.
I don't have time
Plus
to take
tits.
Mary could be out there.
Just
waiting
do it.
for me.
It's a win-win.
I know. It's just... this place, this whole thing, it's like a nightmare. I just wanted to get away from it, even for a second. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I guess this place is getting to me, too. you know, for thinking she could be here.
Crazy is one word for it, I guess. I can think of another.
What's that?
Hopeful.
Well, that's a nicer way of putting it.
Here.
What are you doing?
Something to take the edge off. No? You sure? Fine. Be that way. Here's to... hope undying.
We should probably get going.
Fine. Ready when you are.
Alright, so something there. So the atmosphere of Heaven's Night, you notice that James' reaction to the atmosphere where he said, I'm not sure if I'm feeling this place either. Number one, it's very sexually erotic. Number one, the exposure to the alcohol and the inclination to drink and stuff kind of pertains very heavily to James's alcoholistic tendency. Or his alcoholism, rather, is probably a better way to put it, because I'm pretty sure alcoholistic isn't even a word. But we can see a photo there in a wallet, a lost wallet. I don't know if that actually has anything to do with James's background. But James is quite the alcoholic, and he would spend a lot of time in bars like this and this kind of environment. So his hesitation to drink shows that he actually gives a shit about Mary and that he's trying to pull his shit together. And that also pertains to the message written within the wall of Neely's bar, where it says, there was a hole here, it's gone now. Is James is using alcohol as a dependency to numb himself to his emotions and wall himself off. But he's obviously taking note of it as a dependency and as a problem, and he's trying to get better for Mary's benefit, for her health, so he can give a shit about his relationship. And that's very obviously also what this nurse apron kind of alludes to as well, is erotic fantasies within the medical space and the medical sphere. And having the whole hospital, and we'll get into that later, again, when it's more pertinent, when it makes more sense to do so. But there's a lot of symbolism and there's a lot of allegory with the way the enemies react within the hospital for Brookhaven, and his wife's condition and her terminal illness, and we'll get into that a little bit later as well. But that's really cool. Really good depiction so far. It's very thought-provoking, I think. And there's a particular word for it, but I don't know exactly what it is off the top of my head.
Let me know when you want to move on.
Yeah, let's get going.
Let's go.
Alright then. Come on.
So honestly, I gotta say, the recreations of the environments are really, really faithful. The character interactions are great. The music is great. This is a pretty stand-up remake so far, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I have my qualms with certain presentations about it, and it has its drawbacks presentatively, but it's not necessarily super bad. The worst thing about it so far is the fucking combat. The combat just leaves a lot to be desired, and I think they could have done more with it. And I don't expect it at this stage of the game. It doesn't seem like it's going to open up any more than what it currently is. So it's going to be just melee combat with pipes and dodging things and shooting things, and that seems really fucking bland, and I wish they would have done more. But all in all, other than that, it seems pretty creative so far. It's a very faithful reimagining. I think it is very, very good. in particular respects. We can't go through there. Okay. What's that, like a mail truck, maybe? Yeah, that's definitely a mail truck. It says logistics on it.
Okay.
Nothing in the truck, nothing in the truck. Cool. I hope you motherfuckers got insurance, because I'm gonna be breaking all them windows. I don't even care if they don't have any items in them. I don't care. I just hate you. I just want you to die. Okay, there's a house up here. Can we go up here? This doesn't look like something we can actually enter. No, okay. I didn't think so. That's a car? Nothing? I gotta say, like, this breaking into cars bullshit is also really, really bland. So if I had to give any advice to Bloober Team, it's make your world more diverse and immersive. Like, literally actually make it feel more realistic instead of so static, because, like, just breaking into windows repeatedly gets very one-toned. And it's kind of boring, if I'm being honest. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I would much rather play survival horror like Resident Evil 1 Remake, where I'm exploring the mansion and finding different kinds of ammo or whatever in random spots, you know? Like on the floor of a cave or something, or like tucked away on the corner of a balcony on a fucking stand or some shit, instead of breaking into car windows and crap, just picking items out of cars. You know, like, I want an actual survival horror experience. I don't want to just have to go to static things in the environment to depend on resource expenditure and crap like that. Like, I think it's just kind of tonally shit. Like, it's not very realistic, and it's not very immersive. And I feel like there could be more dynamic and more life to it. But, I mean, we do have Silent Hill F releasing probably in about 20 days, so Silent Hill F is right around the corner, which is why I'm kind of doing this now. It seems like a proper time for it. So not only has Silent Hill 2 Remake been out for, like, what, a year now? I'm just now getting around to playing it. So, like, literally, this was a long time coming. This was long overdue, and we have another Silent Hill game in the pipeline, as well as the Silent Hill 1 Remake. That's also being done by Bloober Team, but I'm not gonna lie, for aesthetics and for cinematography and for toning, I think Bloober Team is doing a decent job. I think they're kind of holding it up in that regard. The combat, though, fucking, yeah, the combat leaves a lot to be desired, so I hope they do a lot more with Silent Hill 1 Remake. And I'm hoping Silent Hill F has some insane combat, because I heard it's gonna be kinda Soulsy, in a way. And I'm kind of curious as to how they're going to blend Souls with, like, a survival horror game.
There's a story told around these parts.
I kind of get that impression from Wushang Fallen Feathers as well, where it's kind of a horror game, but not really.
A woman who was cast out, sentenced to die on an island out on the lake. There was a man in town who fell madly in love with her. And every night, he would sneak out, row across the lake, bringing her food and company. And every night, she would stand there on the shore, holding a lit candle to help him find his way. But this one night, a terrible storm broke out, caught him out in the open, and it blew out the candle. Even in darkness, the man would not give up. He would not turn back. So he fought against the raging waters until finally the lake took him. They say even then, the woman never lost hope. She kept coming out at night, kept lighting the candle to bring her beloved home, to lead him to shore. Not sure how much truth there is to it. It's probably just a fairy tale. But she's become something of a local saint. Patron of undying love. Hence this place.
She's not here.
What?
She's not here. And why would she be? I don't even remember this place. This was a mistake. I shouldn't have come here.
Hey. It's okay. There's plenty of other places to look. We can still...
Come on.
Alright, so analyzing that scene, which was not in the original game, by the way, the one thing I do know about Jennifer Carroll, which I presume this is the statue of, right? So I know that she was initially a member of the Order, and as Maria was saying, she came to be immortalized in stone as a figure in the park, symbolizing purity and undying love, right? So the story, the tale that she told about the man with the rowboat and the island, obviously correlates to the Lakeview Hotel across the waters of Toluca Lake, with the light representing James's undying light, or his desire to keep going. It's his kind of personal drive, right, before his candle goes out and snuffs itself. So the story of the guy rowing across the lake and the storm overtaking him and him succumbing to the waters and stuff is obviously allegory for James drowning in his guilt and ultimately being overwhelmed by the negative emotions and stuff like that in regards to Mary's wellness and her death and everything. So there's definitely some allegory with that presentatively, and as I was stating, that scene was not in the original game. So it's cool to know that they're actually not just milking and rewriting the story, they're actually adding depth to it, which is cool. Again, I think doing that, it's a double-edged sword. I think tonally it makes a little bit too overt. It's a little bit too on the nose, because the representations, like, the thing that Silent Hill 2 is notorious for is that it's a journey of discovery. It's not being able to understand. It's being in the dark and piecing things together yourself. It's making sense of things. So being able to wit yourself through the allegorical, metaphorical representations and everything like that, and all the symbology and the symbolism, is kind of what gives Silent Hill 2 its identity, and it's what gives it its notoriety. And I think by doubling down and trying to improve upon it more by adding more, I think they're actually drawing back away from the experience a little bit. But I can understand why it was faithful, or it was at least intended to be faithful in how it was placed in good faith. And once again, you saw Maria comforting James at the park when James was losing hope about Mary being here. So it's very obvious that she's trying to do her part and act herself to make James come to the realization that he'll happen upon later mentally. So she's kind of trying to keep him on path to discovery and revelation, so. And this is where we meet Eddie in the bowling alley, right? But it's a movie theater now. Because originally you meet Ellie and Laura in the bowling alley, not in the movie theater. There was no movie theater in the original game. Not to my knowledge.
Did you hear that too?
Okay, so Eddie's in the theater alone, but Laura was just here watching a static screen with him, I guess. And the noise startled her, so she fucked off. And I wonder if her running away from James has anything to do with her purity. Because Laura's supposed to be totally innocent. Her heart is supposed to be clear of darkness and ill feelings. Because she has nothing to atone for. So I don't know if I want to get into that now or if I want to save it for Brookhaven. Because it seems more prevalent and more appropriate for Brookhaven. So I think I'll save it for there. But I think Laura running away from James also has some symbolism too, because in the beginning, when we first come across her in the Woodside apartment, she steps on James's hand, obviously, to halt his progress and keep her away from her further. and to kind of throw a wrench in his progressive journey. So that's kind of the role that Laura plays. Even though she's depicted as just a little girl, her presence has a lot of symbolism and meaning to it, and it's open to interpret, I think. And again, I think that's what makes Silent Hill 2 so fucking phenomenal. Like, I think it's amazing how theatrical this game is. And, like, for anybody who says that the original game does not hold up, you're out of your fucking mind. Like, the original game holds up in atmosphere, it holds up in aesthetics, it holds up, like, in terms of, like, immersion, like, the toning, like, the ambience, like, the music, like, everything is great about the original. The combat is a little stale, and it's a little dry, don't get me wrong, but it is classic survival horror, and it is very goddamn dated. And to be fair, this modern reimagining is not much different. Like, the combat is a bit more interactive, and it's a little bit more dynamic, but it's not really all that interesting. And that's one of the things that kind of sets it apart.
I see that you didn't make it out yet.
And, you know, when I say the combat is a little bit too single-toned or monotoned, I wish they would implement, like, certain things in the environment that have certain symbolisms to them that you could incorporate to combat or whatever. Because they could add depth to the game there. They could add depth to the story, to the atmosphere. Like, they could have done so much with it. The potential was there for sure. And, like, don't get me wrong, it would have recognized and taken a little bit of, you know, perspective, knowledge, and understanding. But, like, if they're trying to do this game justice, then they definitely could have made it possible.
The little girl? Laura, is that her name?
Like, they could have placed things in the environment for you to use against enemies or whatever, like, especially the nurses, because they pertain to Mary. You know, the lying figures also because they pertain to Mary in different ways. So I think tonally, they could have purposed things in the environment for you to use and to appropriate and take, you know, to combat the enemies and stuff like that. And they could have added a layer of depth to the symbolism, I think. I'm not sure precisely how. Like, it's not exactly like you're going to throw a life preserver at an enemy and, like, the life preserver is going to be like, oh, well, obviously James doesn't want to drown, so it's a life preserver, you get it? He's not sinking into his, you know, agony, you know? Like, there could be more to it than that. You know, if they actually thought about putting some creative thought into it, but it doesn't appear that they did. And again, it doesn't seem like it's gonna get any better, so I don't want to drone on about the really shit combat with lack of fulfillment forever, but it's not as good as it could have been, and I'm quite a bit let down by it, if I'm being frank. If I'm being totally honest, I think it's absolutely the worst aspect of the game so far. I feel like they could have put some actual heart and some actual thought and some actual care into crafting carefully and wittingly certain dynamic situational things that could have made the combat more fulfilling. And they could have made the combat itself allegorical, and it could have served to fuller the experience, I guess, if that's the word. So I'm actually quite curious as to how this whole movie theater is going to go, because, like I said, this was not in the original game at all. There's Laura. Yeah, so, like, this whole segment was not in the original game. And usually, I'm not gonna lie, so, like, don't get me wrong here, this is kind of why I'm not really all that excited about it, and I'm more so curious rather than excited. Because even though, perceptively, they've added a whole new layer and a whole new environment to explore that wasn't present within the original game, Resident Evil 3 Remake also said that they were going to do the same thing, where they said they were going to add a whole bit with the toy store, and there was going to be, like, a nemesis chase, and it was going to be full of zombies and, like, a very special, unique enemy. And it was going to be, like, a whole gameplay section that would have taken about 25 or 30 minutes. That just was not there in the final product of the game. And it was one of my main complaints about it, is how much content they cut from Resident Evil 3. And the things that they had promised to add, they never even got around to adding. So, like, look at this. Like, literally, this segment is already over. Like, that's just not fulfilling. Like, I don't even know why this is here, to be honest. Like, it almost seems like it's entirely unnecessary, and it's just kind of tacked on.
She went that way.
Like, I don't know why they do that in remakes. It fucking sucks. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm happy that they added something that wasn't in the original, but, like, if you're going to add something, make do on it, you know? Like, don't just give me bullshit like that, where, like, I'm in the door 1 minute and then I'm out the door the next. Like, I want to explore a whole fucking area. I want it to be dynamic. I want there to be enemies. I want there to be resources. I want there to be, like, new cutscenes and new interactions or reorchestrations of actions that took place from an earlier part of the timeline for the original game. Like, do more, you know what I mean? Like, it just seems unfulfilling. Like, it seems like they're dangling a fucking 24-ounce porterhouse in your fucking face, and then they just yank it away. Like, I'm never gonna understand why the fuck remakes do that. It just sucks. Like, it leaves me bitter and unfulfilled, and it kind of frustrates me a little bit, if I'm being totally honest. It's just, like, I'd rather have them not add shit like that, you know? Like, don't get my hopes up for something and then tarnish them right away. It's just kind of crappy. That being said, though, we are definitely coming upon Brookhaven soon. Because I'm noticing a lot of ambulances and a lot of stuff like that. There's some pistol rounds. I'll happily take those. We haven't had any enemies in a while, which makes me believe, or leads me to believe, that we're coming up to the next major segment of the game here soon. And Brookhaven from the original is usually the next area that you'd come to. There's a health drink in the fucking driver's seat. So we must be really, really close to Brookhaven, if that's the case. Because we had the Blue Creek Apartments about an hour of gameplay ago, and there's been a lot of cinematic padding, and there's been a lot of things that, like, give nuance to the overarching story of the game and the narrative and everything. We've had interactions with a couple of the NPCs, we've had time to restock. Yeah, okay. I knew it. I knew Brookhaven was going to be coming really soon. I didn't know how soon, but I knew it was going to be soon. Okay. Alright, so that tells us where we have to go next. We're climbing the stairs to Brookhaven Hospital. Righty then. Okay. Just an entryway? Yo. Yeah, give me that shit. What are those, shotgun shells? High velocity buckshot shells. Hell yeah, those are shotgun shells. Goddamn right they are.
Is that a gun cabinet? In a hospital?
Maybe it's a mental hospital. You never know. Never leave your handy dandy sawed off at home. The fuck? It's your sidearm, your best friend, your companion.
Where did she go?
It's your companion. Some more handgun rounds, I'll take that. Due to repeated instances of keys getting misplaced, from this point forward, they are to be returned to the locker at the end of every shift. All staff are required to memorize the padlock combination and are not to disclose it to anyone but authorized personnel under any circumstances. In case of any problems, report to the head nurse in exam room 3. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, none of the notes have been really double-sided so far. The director requested the files of 3 crucial patients. You know which ones. Could you please bring them to his office? Okay. Doesn't appear to be any items in here. There's just Maria. Oh, that was kind of cool. Okay. I wish there was more of that, to be honest.